Well, evening everybody, and welcome along then. Round number 7 of the ORL Season 9, and we are in Great Britain. My home race at Silverstone. And hopefully going to be a bit more of a calm and collected race than Monaco. That was certainly a hectic race that seen a lot of post-race action in terms of penalties and discussions about it. But we move on, and of course try and get the best result we can today. Things still very close at the top of the championship between Weiss Series and Calcifer, and the battle for third place hotting up between myself, Millet, Show and Barney. Four-way fight for third place in the championship. So hopefully we can have another good race today. Hopefully it'll be a bit more straightforward than Monaco. Obviously, being my home race, I've got to say that I love the track, but
I know the team back at the factory
I can take it or leave it as to whether, as to how well we'll do. But as always, let's get out in practice and get some laps under our belt and see how the car feels. Hope you're all doing well this evening. What was I going to look at? Weather. Looks like we're going to be lucky and have a dry weekend, which is very unusual for the British Grand Prix, although it is normally in the middle of July, so it's normally avoids rain, but of course with dynamic weather you never know. Evening Calcifer, how you doing, buddy? How do you think your chances are for this evening? Do you think you can strike back against Weiss Series in the championship? Actually, you won last time out in Monaco, didn't you? That incredible drive with an injured front wing, limping round. As always, if you guys can let me know nice and early if the stream is okay, running okay, and the audio balance is okay between my volume and the game, because this is the only chance I'll have to change it before the race itself. Now, they always say the home crowd gives you that little bit extra, is worth a couple of tenths of a second. Don't know that that's really applicable in the virtual world, but we'll try and take encouragement from that. And imagine that they're actually cheering us on in the crowd. Fairly full grid again. I think we've got 16, maybe 17 runners. So hopefully it'll be an interesting and exciting race for everybody. A completely different track this year with this year's cars. Maggots and Beckett's here are just awesome. I don't think we're quite going to be flat out for all of them, but the F1 cars in qualifying this year, at least the Mercedes, were flat out for all but a little lift on the final corner, such as the levels of downforce this year. And there are a lot of corners, well, there's one corner in particular this year that didn't used to be flat out, is now, and that's the one just before Maggots and Beckett's. We come into the stadium section now. Such tricky couple of corners, especially in the wet, but I don't think we're going to get any of that, thankfully. And an okay opening effort.
Of fuel remaining.
So this is a corner. There's ever so slight lift in years gone by, but it's so easy flat out now. The levels of downforce this year. Have been asked to respect track limits though on the exit of that, not like we just did there. So I have to keep an eye on that.
To come in before you run out of fuel. Pit within 2 laps. Come in this lap, please. Box this lap.
Not just yet, Jeff. Let me finish this lap, please, mate. Okay, nicely dialed in on the mediums. Let's go get some soft tyres on, shall we? Keep knocking those times down. It's going to be a race that's as much about managing the rear tyres as anything else. Raw speed is always important, but over a half race distance, this track tends to eat rear tyres. And fronts, for that matter. A lot of medium and high speed corners. God, I could just do that section all day. So much more fun this year. Well, those tricky pit entries when you're coming in almost at full speed and take a little bit of time to spot that point. Not on too much preparation for this race. Did have a career mode during the week, which went up as an episode, but Apart from that, just a couple of laps before we started. So, a little bit of an unknown, as it is with any of these league races. We don't know which tracks people are strong on and not. As always, we'll be hoping to fight in that sort of top 5 or 6 in the race, whether we can get there in qualifying. I'd like to at least get into the top 10 in qualifying to date. We've really been struggling in qualifying the last few races. And as always, guys, if you want to check out the league itself or check out the current standings in the championship, you can check that out in the description as well. It's of course been updated from Monaco's crazy race last week. So time looking okay, as always. Long way away from West Series and Casper. Also on the mediums. Evening Leaf, how you doing, my friend?
Our best lap so far is a 1
Welcome along.
32.0.
Okay, let's get some soft tyres on and get back out there. So I feel I need a bit more time on track for this event than a few in recent memory. Not much practice in at all. Gaggle of cars there going round. Good to hear it. Glad you're well, Leaf. As always, thank you so much for joining the streams. Hope you've been enjoying all the Motorsport Manager stuff recently as well. That will be kicking into gear again next week. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm getting good. Had a good game of golf today. A bit cold, but nice to get outside as always. And Brazilian Grand Prix, yeah, obviously, if anyone hasn't watched it, then don't listen now. But yeah, I have watched it. Well, I presume you've watched it actually first, because I don't want to talk about it if you haven't. I also want to save some of my reviews now that we're doing the podcast. Me and Rage will be doing another podcast that we will record tomorrow and get out on Wednesday probably. Thank you everybody for your responses to the first episode of that, by the way. It's crazy, it's like 250 views just now. So I'm glad people are enjoying that. Something me and Rage wanted to do for a long time. Wide there.
puts us into P6.
Perfect, got a week off, so I'll be looking forward to the episodes. Good. I'm glad. It's always nice to have a week off at any time, no matter what you're doing. And I did watch it, yeah. So yeah, it was a good race. It was a fascinating battle at the front of the field that never really turned into anything. And then Hamilton was just on a different planet today. Really ominous Mercedes new engine that was in the back of his car. It really showed what it could do. It's nice to see Felipe Massa get the podium, get to take to the podium in his final Brazilian race. Hopefully it was his final Brazilian race last year, because of course we went through all this last year.
This lap, please. Box this lap.
Yeah, not the best run there on the softs. It's fine. Got an okay timing. Eden Fox, how you doing, my friend? Hamilton Charge was great. Sure, Rage was happy. I'm sure he will. I'm sure we'll hear all about it in the podcast next week. It's an amazing charge. Shame he didn't battle with Raikkonen. Just ran out of tyres. Yeah. I want to see Alonso on the podium. He'll be right up with Red Bull next season. Hopefully. McLaren have a horrible way the last few years, even when they had the Mercedes engine, of mucking up their car design right when they need it most. So hopefully the chassis continues on the right course next year and they can be right back where they need to be, fighting with the Red Bulls and maybe even the Ferraris and Mercedes. We'll see. Depends how good that chassis really is. So they showed more of Perez, Alonso, Massa. I know that was the best battle on the track for the last few laps, it would seem. But of course all attention on Hamilton. It was an incredible charge, and I say we'll talk about it more on the podcast. It was really ominous because Hamilton, after his crash, Mercedes put in a new power unit that was a complete new design effectively, which is essentially their first step towards next year's engine. It made a huge step forward. The modes he had to play with when he needed it was insane. He breezed past even other Mercedes engine cars like they weren't there. But it was great to see him charging through. It's always great. Same with Ricardo. It's always great when they start at the back because you're guaranteed some overtaking during the race. But it's an incredibly close battle with the front three. I don't think you should read too much into how quickly Hamilton caught them. They were all managing their own race, really. I think Vettel had a lot more in the tank if he needed it. But still, it was great to see the front four cross the line with like 5 seconds between them. It's not often you see that. Right, some good times coming in. We'll wait a little bit and then go out on the super softs. I feel there's about another half second in those softs. So we're about where we need to be. It's going to be a very different race to qualifying round here though. About looking after the tyres and getting around in the best aggregate time. That kind of defines a race really, but you know what I mean. Hopefully Mercedes doesn't just run away with it next year. I don't think so. I think you've got to remember that Renault, Ferrari and even Honda will bring new specification engines and maybe even new concept designs next year. Just Mercedes have shown their hand. There's a lot of comments afterwards that it was a bit silly of them to bring essentially an early spec of next year's engine before, because it just shows everybody the step forward they've made. I'm sure there's other teams that have got some kind of telemetry on Mercedes that they can work out some things as to how they've moved forward, but hey, it was ominous, but it was great to see him charging through him. A little bit of a shame he ran out of tyres really when he got to Kimi, but all four of them, the top four, raced very well today. Update on your career. I've gone down to medium traction control, manual gearing with suggested gears. I was actually faster than before I turned it off, so I put difficulty up to 80. Congrats, yeah. You should technically be quicker with everything off, but it just means that if you make a mistake, it's easier to make a mistake, therefore lose lap time. But when you've got traction especially when you've got that off, got that on, it's restricting how fast the car can go. It's restricting it out of the corners to make sure you don't break traction. So you'll definitely be quicker, but I'm impressed that you were quicker straight away. That's good to know. And keep trying, Ron. It's I still struggle with this game sometimes, and I'm playing racing games with a wheel for 15 years now, and Formula 1 games obviously since 2010, Codemasters games. Excited to see what Ferrari and Red Bull will bring next year. Even more excited to see if McLaren and Renault will be bringing to the fight. Yeah, it's all going to be interesting. I honestly think Red Bull will be right up there. I think they already are. I think they struggled a bit today. They've had their engines turned down a bit, of course, as you would have heard if you watched the race. So there's the last few races they've been right up there, and there's no reason with basically no rule change between this year and next no reason to say that they won't continue right up there. I wouldn't count out Renault as well. They've got one of the biggest budgets on the grid, and that engine really seems to have turned a corner this year. Oh, FI was in Force India. Okay, yeah. I think McLaren should go well clear at Force India if they get everything right, because their chassis is without a doubt one of the best out there. But it's never as simple as just
Checks complete.
bolting the Renault engine in and off you go. The whole makeup and the whole aerodynamic system will have to be changed to accommodate a different engine. So there's a lot of variables. Wasn't straight away, especially in the wet. I had to turn traction control on full for wet still. Yeah, wet's the one case where you generally can be a little quicker on medium, as opposed to fully off, but wet's a whole different ball game with the torque of these cars, so I wouldn't be worried about that. It'll come.
Of fuel remaining. this lap, we're now in P5.
Turbulence at the wrong time there from our teammate ahead. It's okay, I'd hope to be a bit lower in the 30s, but I'm sure we will be in quali. Check behind us. Let's start reading through the comments again, which we don't. I swear if Toro Rosso gets super competitive with the Honda engine, I'll be so mad. You know what? I would just laugh at that point. I so wish that would happen. Also, I kind of hope that for Toro Rosso, because it's the first time they've managed to have a proper engine manufacturer and go their own way from Red Bull. So I'm kind of excited to see if they can really make a big step up the grid if Honda do get their act together. And I wouldn't rule it out. Honda are a huge company that really do know how to make engines. They just we're so far behind the curve. That's the problem. I think the Honda has got to a point now where it's almost quicker than the Mercedes from last year. They're just always that year behind. That's the problem. I was wondering, why doesn't Red Bull give Toro Rosso a better car design, since clearly Red Bull much quicker. They're sister teams, but they don't share anything. The first couple of years they shared technical directives, now they don't share a thing apart from sponsorship. So there isn't a single part from Red Bull that will go on a Toro Rosso anymore. They are, for all intents and purposes, two separate teams. So it's very possible that they'll go above them next year. I would be in line with Alonso luck. Getting rid of Honda just to, it would be in line with Alonso's luck, yeah. Getting rid of the Honda just to see it become really competitive, yeah. I kind of want him to do Daytona, even though it's not got a Honda engine. I want him to do Daytona and for it to blow up. It's so harsh, but it's just the meme with Alonso at the moment. In all honesty, though, we want to see him back towards the top. He needs to be. I only just started watching, so I don't have a lot to go off. There's I shouldn't really promote it because it's not real. Well, it's not licensed, obviously. But there's a guy, I think it's called Olafsson TV, that started uploading the season reviews from the last 5 or 6 years. Fox, if you ever have time, they're about, I guess, 2 or 3 hours each. They go really in depth for the last few seasons, obviously the full season review. So if you want to catch up with, you know, the history of all the current drivers anyway in the teams, and I think they go back as far as about 2007, then that'd be the thing to watch. If you can't find them, I can always send you a link. At least you choose a good time to start watching. Granted, last year was exciting, but it was an inter-team battle the last past years. Yeah, it's a little bit robbed really. The midfield fighting's been good throughout. And that's always been the fun of Formula 1, I think. The battle at the front, probably 6, 7 seasons out of 10, you're always going to get one team running away with it. It's just how the cut and thrust of Formula 1 works, really. It's the battles throughout the field that keep you entertained. But hopefully we'll have one of those rare seasons like 2010 or 12 or 2009 even, where it goes right down to the wire and we have multiple teams fighting. Civil War documentary, I started watching that. Yeah, it's a fan made thing, isn't it? It's well made, but I generally watch official stuff. What is his name? I think it's Olafson TV. OLFANSON TV. Just put in like 2010 season review and you'll find his channel, and he has them all back to about 2007, I think it is. And they're a good watch. I just recently rewatched through. I do it almost yearly. Rewatched through from like 2009 till I think I'm up to about 13 now. Do you know what, Chaos? You're only 4 temps off. We got qualifying still to come. You might find that little bit of extra, and it's all about the race, isn't it? Just because you don't have the qualifying pace, I'll be one to show you. I'm 3rd in the championship. I don't think I've ever qualified higher than like 6th. And we know your speed, so you can race well. Still, you're a lot quicker than me, buddy, so I shouldn't worry. Alright, the aim will be to get into the low 30s, high 29s if I can, and hopefully that'll be good enough for somewhere mid to low in the top 10. I know qualifying is not my strength, never has been. And by the way, if you're gonna watch one, folks, of those season reviews, do 2010, because I honestly think that's the best season review. Best season we've had in a long time in terms of championship fight. Small channel, but as I know, small channels can produce some great content. They sure can. You talking about that Olafson or the Civil War guy? Because those season reviews on Olafson, they're the official season reviews he just uploaded. They get taken off. People upload them, they get taken off within a few months, because obviously they're technically illegal. Because they're just the DVDs uploaded, basically. So I shouldn't really be pointing it out, but wink wink, nudge nudge, know what I mean. Say no more. Right, let's get out onto the Super Soft, shall we? Have a first taster run. It's a short session, quite a long lap round here as well, so we need to make every lap count. Teammate right behind with my number. So what number have I got on the car then? Because I should have 22.
How's this lap so far? Well done. We've dropped to P2. Of fuel left. Almost out of fuel. You need to pit within the next 2 laps.
It's better. We're still quite a way short of what we need. We'll see how everything evens out once everyone's got their proper laps in. Surprised myself by how quick we went, and then everyone else seems to be going that much quicker as well, so hasn't made that much difference. But we'll see if there's a bit more speed in the car in another run. Did one more lap than I really wanted to on those tyres. I can never, no matter what track it is, I can never get my quickest lap on the first lap round. It's always got to be the second fast flying lap, which immediately loses me some time. But hey, what can you do? We'll do. Been trying to catch up on F1 history. Overson TV has like 6k subs. Of course has 9.8. So I guess they are both pretty small. They're relatively small, as I say. Olafsson is flaws. From what I know, he made those films himself, obviously using footage that already existed. Olafsson's just purely uploading the DVDs. I'm sure his channel will get a takedown at some point. That's what people do. They just upload licensed content, and it will get taken down, and they start another channel and do it all over again, which is useful. And it's a shame, because I think F1 should have some kind of online resource that you can go back and watch these season review DVDs, because they've done them as long as I can remember, since early 80s I think, back when it was Duke Video. Second flying lap works out pretty well for Verstappen in Mexico. That's true. I tend to have to do it everywhere I go though, but he couldn't get the heat in his tyres. It's more that I just, it takes me a little while to get onto the limit, which is why I'm always better in races than I am in qualifying. Right, if we want another run, we're going to have to get a shifty on. I've got time to take just a little bit of fuel out of the car.
Personnel be aware. Car leaving.
Okay, come on. Let's get into the 28s. That's the corner I haven't been getting right. We've been going too wide here. I think it's this club section. Abbey. I don't know. I sound like James May from Top Gear now, or Richard Hammond when he did the brick car race. I'm terrible with corner names. It's the point that Rage always says to me, how can you not know the corner names after all this time? I'm like, because there's no real need. I started doing YouTube stuff, I didn't have to name them.
Just 30 seconds left in the session.
Nowhere near aggressive into that. That was interesting, to say the least. I think we went a couple hundredths quicker, but we lost a bunch of time. Well, a couple of attempts. I could feel it going. I was just like, it's the last lap. Let's just try and keep it in. About to come Thanksgiving break, hopefully I can complete a season. Finally got a feel for all the tracks. Yeah, it comes as you get used to them all. That's the first thing, is learning the tracks. Once you can control the car, it's then learning the tracks. But hope you have a good week off, and got to say, us UK people are pretty jealous of your Thanksgiving weekend. You effectively get 2 Christmas weekends, as far as I see it. I'm sure Thanksgiving has a different meaning. I'm sure you'll tell me now that I've said that. But I hope you enjoy it and get some good racing in. It's one of those things that will keep coming to you. Alright, we're going to be P6 then. Don't know what happened to Weiss Sirius. No lap time from him, unfortunately. So no competition for Calsford, who takes another pole from Show, Barney, Millet, Toffee and myself. It's a shame we're so far off Show, Barney and Millet in qualifying. Leaves us with everything to do in the race, considering we're racing those 3 for 3rd place in the championship. But hopefully we can make a good start and get back in it. Oh, he has a grid penalty, so what, no point taking part. Even 7 Art, hope you're all well, my friend. I thought he might have wanted to qualify at least, though. Oh, I guess there's no system, is there, to give a grid penalty if it's done by the league, so he has to just sit it out. Yeah. There's a few people that have to start at the back of the field. I'm presuming, I think it was Black Panther and like Wildfire, and then they have to do a drive through the lap afterwards. Yeah, he had to sit out. Yeah, I'm with you. I realised what I said as soon as I said it. So it's P6. It's not too bad. There are obviously a couple of people that should have been faster that had to sit out that session then. But hopefully we can have a good race from there. Right, so one or two top strategies are available. It's showing them pretty close. I think I will go for a 2 initially, but of course we can change it on the fly if we need to. Safety cars are a huge factor, of course, as well. Historically, not a track you get safety cars on. But this being an online lobby for a league race, who knows?
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
Cheers, Fox. Hopefully we can have a good race. Should be a lot less chaotic than Monaco anyway. Thanks, Leaf. I will give it everything, don't you worry, buddy. That's an ominous thing to say, but I think we've gone backwards on almost every race start so far this league season, so let's try and go forward. Obviously not at the detriment of other people, but we'll see. It's a tricky corner here, it's flat out, but it's tricky when you've got cars around you to pick a line you can go flat out, but let's see. Good luck all, so we have a good race. As good a start as we had. We're not supposed to be running wide there in the race, but see if it continues. Oh, Mile's gone. What a save, though. What a save. What was on a quality that then?
Officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available. Considering switching to an alternate strategy, do you want to change or stick to plan A?
No idea, Jeff, mate. Getting a little bit scrappy now. This tyre's not looking good. Goes up with your tyres, or is that's pretty much normal. They are wearing a bit quicker than I would like, but it's very high tyre wear around here. A lot of medium and high speed corners. So I think the one stop is going to be too slow on those mediums, so it's going to be a two stop. I think we're going to go for the soft compound first, just while the fuel's heavy, and we'll hopefully be able to do 7 or 8 laps on the super softs at the end of the race. I want to try and undercut to get myself back in to that fight up front, but I think the 3 of them have got too much pace for me. Miele keeps making mistakes, so we can undercut him to get further ahead. I think one more lap and then we'll be in.
The car in front is a second a lap faster. 1 second.
Right, Jeff. I need to rub it in. Destroyed those tyres. Doing okay though. As long as nothing strange happens, 5th is the minimum. If we can beat Miele today, that would be a huge bonus.
Go now.
Does really seem to be struggling out there. Front 3 are away. Hopefully this can get us back into the game a little bit.
One stop left.
Please tell me that kept front wing intact. Okay, we got away with that somehow. Might even go super soft to be fair. We'll see what the pace is like on them and how far we get out of them. there's going to be an even softer tyre compound next season. I've heard about that. I haven't seen it confirmed anywhere, but it'd be interesting. It talks about a qualifying compound for a while. Whether that's going to be it, or whether it's going to be an extra race tyre, I don't know. We have got new soft tyres available, so I might do soft here, you know. So we've actually jumped Barney, who's in second. Third even. And he's gone on to mediums. So he's only doing a one stop. Interesting. So we'll see how our pace differs with his. Little bit of bumpy barge on the way through, but to be fair, he was always going to get past so much quicker. Just hope we're on a better strategy than Barney. And we've got an outside chance of getting fourth. No idea what Show's doing, haven't seen him. Presume he's disappeared up the road with Calcifer. There's a lot of talk about tyres. I'll read it all afterwards, I'm sure. It's just not the easiest thing to go through, but by all means talk amongst yourselves about them.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Apart from the front left, these are holding up well. So I really don't know here whether to go to about lap 20 and put the super softs on, or stop a little bit earlier and put the softs on.
Is 18.3 seconds. Pit window is open. The pit window is open.
the first time I've ever got that radio message from Jeff. But Jeff, that slower car is just overtaking me. We're struggling a bit here. I'm just trying to stretch it far enough so we can put the super softs on, which I think is going to have to be this lap. Emilio behind, cracking strategy. He's on to beat me at the moment. We're going to have to chase him down at the end of the race. His tyre's just not working for us at the end of this stint. So hopefully we don't lose fifth. Well, we're going to lose fifth, but hopefully we can get it back. Evening Sims, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're well. Barney is streaming as well, if you want to see another perspective. You can always go sub to his channel, show support as well. There goes Emilio. We have to go some to close him down. Panther's going to get through as well by the look of it.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres. Of fuel remaining.
I am so slow around here today, it's unbelievable. I can't even catch Panther. We should have way newer tyres. Should easily be able to cruise up to the back of him. actually gapping us. This is bad. I really don't know what's happened. It's just me, I guess. Tired today. Really not racing well.
Our gap to our teammate is 27.2 seconds.
I'm never on top anyway, Leaf.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, gap ahead is 2.
I should have at least been 5th today. Just really not played out the strategy correctly. All credit to Panther though. He's had to do a drive-through on the first lap as part of a penalty from last race. And he's up in 6th. Cracking drive. Great strategy from Rigo as well. I'm just nowhere today. Oh, he's made a mistake. That's a bit of luck. He's still quicker though, so he can catch us back up.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Just about held that. That was a dreadful race, but sick for that'll do. It's a good battle with Panther at the end there. I think that was all nice and fair. He did seem to spin right at the end though, unfortunately.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's
did what I could,
trophy.
Sims.
Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic
Should have been away and over the distance on those super softs, but nope. Congratulations to Cowsford, takes the win again from Show and Barney by the look of it. And with Melee fourth. Yeah, not a good turn for the championship in terms of finishing third. All three of them guys will catch up now. But we'll take it. Just didn't have the lap time in that. Two stop, maybe not the right strategy either. Melee actually stayed out on those softs right until the end. So the two stop probably what did us in there. Not the right call. But then we destroyed our super softs way too quickly. But anyway, countdown then. Cowsford from Show, Barney, Melee. Great result from Emilio. Doing a great one-stop strategy. Myself, Panther, Wildfire, Lucas, and Mayphew round out the top 10. And if you judge from that little table there, one stop definitely the right call. Should have maybe even preempted it, started on the soft tyres like a lot of people did, if we'd qualified on them, and then put the mediums on. But hey, it was a good race anyway. It was enjoyable, and it keeps the points coming in, and hopefully we can get some better results from now on. Black Panther there saying it's a good battle between the pair of us. It was. Congrats, Cowsford. Good race and Wildfire. Good P8 there for you. Some nice points. Cheers, man. It was, yeah. Look, 6th place and some points is great. But it should have been a bit better, but really struggled and got the wrong strategy there. But congrats to everybody. It was a good race, good fair race, some good racing throughout for sure. And we shall go forward from there. So let me just check where we're going next. Got a feeling next weekend is when we've got 2 races. Let's just double check for you guys. Dun, 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 dun. So yeah, next week we'll have 2 races. We'll have one on the Saturday and one on the Sunday. Saturday will be the 2017 cars at Malaysia. And Sunday, yep, you got it, Wildfire, will be at Spa in the 2004 Ferraris for the Michael Schumacher Trophy, or whatever it's called. The Schumacher Cup. Don't know, I'll call it that. So you get 2 races next week. They'll both be around about 7:30. So yeah, Saturday will be in Malaysia with the modern cars, and Sunday will be Spa with the 2004 Ferraris, which are just Michael Schumacher Memorial. There you go. Thank you for that, Wildfire. Yeah, the Michael Schumacher Memorial should be good fun. Those 2004 cars are just insane. They are just the most fun, and every bit as quick as the modern cars, because it's obviously the 2004 records that the 2017 cars are now breaking. So they're a very tricky car to handle, but they're an awful lot of fun, and close to 20 of those going into turn 1 at Belgium. It's gonna be something to behold. So do tune in both Saturday and Sunday for those 2 races. And so we'll wrap up in the next sort of 5-10 minutes. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we end the stream? As I said, congratulations to everybody in that race. Good race for all, really. It's, it really is a tyre killer for everybody that did a 1-stop in that race. I have a lot of admiration for you, because that must have been tricky. Especially me, lay ahead of me, did the same super soft and pitted a few laps later and still got the softs to the end. There was no way mine were. Might have been my setup. Was just destroying the front left every time. So a bit more practice needed next time, and a few more long runs for Malaysia. I enjoy Malaysia. It's a great track. If there's a bit of rain, I really fancy myself to get close to the podium on that one. So hopefully we'll have a good race next weekend. Yeah, front left was a nightmare. Did you go super softs mediums, Kausfer? And what did you do, Wildfire? That was I did a 2-stop from super softs to super softs, and I think it was the wrong choice, because I got passed by a lot of people that were on a 1-stop. Oh, did you have to stop on lap 1, Wildfire? You didn't you? So what, did you just put the softs on when you had to come through the pits? Super soft, then softs. Yeah, see, I think I could have maybe stretched it out, but I destroyed those super softs. I'd done too many laps in qualifying on them as well. Mine were done after 7-8 laps. 75% after 11th lap and then pitted. Yeah, good solid pace, Wildfire, absolutely. You and Panther did really well, considering you guys had to stop on lap 1, but it sounded like you really played the strategy well and looked after the tyres, and took that what was meant to be a penalty of pitting on lap 1. You took it to your advantage and looked after the tyres well, so nice one. That went softs, and they were about 60% after 15 laps. 60% after 15 laps. Yeah, you see, mine were reaching about 65 after 7 or 8 laps, the front left, and the softs were about 61% by about lap 20. I just destroyed them. Need to be a bit smoother, methinks. I did it in my latest career race as well, just destroyed the tyres, so I need to maybe look at making the setup a bit more tyre friendly, because that seems to be my problem. Okay, I think we'll wrap it up then, guys, if no one else has got anything else they want to talk about. It's been a fun stream as always. Thank you everybody for tuning in. As for next week, I think there'll be the normal Motorsport Manager out Monday, podcast Tuesday or Wednesday, one of the two, and then Wednesday I'll be doing a stream with the Motorsport Manager Endurance Manor Let's Play. I really need to shorten down the name of that series somehow, but that'll be on Wednesday, and of course there'll probably be a new F1 episode next week as well. I might try and see if Rage can do a Formula 1 stream or something next week with me, because we haven't done one for quite a while. And then of course, as I said, 2 races next weekend in Malaysia and Spa at 7:30 GMT on Saturday and Sunday. Thank you everybody. Yep, Wildfire, Kausfer, I'll see you guys next week. Good racing today, and see you on track in Malaysia. And for all you other guys, thank you as always for tuning in and your continued support, and I'll speak to you guys again very soon.